Greetings in the name of the Most High. Yeah, today we have doing a live video. People wanted me to talk about all sorts of things, but you know, somebody wanted me to talk about PCOS. But we had a video on YouTube about that. But we will get into detail about that condition with Dr. Sebastian Peters, because he is a doctor of the endocrine system. So we're going to have a live video with Dr. Sebastian Peters talking about women's condition in terms of PCOS and how it affects or it comes from the endocrine glands. So we're going to have Dr. Sebastian Peters in maybe a couple of days so that women could fix their troubles, all right? Because lots of the time they give a woman metformin because they're treating her for insulin resistance. We're going to talk about that, all right? But tonight we're going to talk about candida and yeast infections in women. And men could have it too. And when you have HIV or you have these viral infections that affect the immune system, you can also get yeast faster also. So not only women get it, you could get it from AIDS and HTLV. Alright? But today before we go, we want to talk. I'm a brother here, Kent. Chill. Kenty.
Yeah, man. Go.
Me and this man grew up together, you know. And, you know, we talked about the brother who was blind. This is the brother right here. So we need you to go to that site. See right here? Right here, that site right here. And get your t-shirts. We want to have about 250 t-shirts in 24 hours or 48 hours. You know what I mean? Make sure you go to the link and get your t-shirts, man, to help our brothers and our sisters. Alright? Now, Kento.
Yeah, brother.
You know we go way back, right?
Yeah, man.
It's serious, man. I want to introduce you to my audience, man, because, you know, we have to understand that we have to help each other. So I want you to tell me now, because you're blind, right? But you wasn't blind, innit?
Yeah.
And Keno, come on.
Brother.
And
Good night.
before we go to my brethren here, you know much politicians you went to already? Huh? Do you know many politicians? That's why we don't deal with politics. You know what I mean? We deal with the Most High. How many politicians you go to get his eye fixed? Talk, promises. A promises that come to a fool. That's what it is. Look at him here right now. And you're blind, right? And you have a lot of water coming from the eyes.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and what it is, we are talking a little louder because when it is here. Alright?
Yeah.
Right. No, you can't see at all.
No, certain time I see a little bit.
A little clear.
Yeah.
Alright.
For instance, if they have a light above me,
If there's a
the
light
house-
above you like the house here,
Yeah.
you might see a little
thing.
cloudy.
Yeah.
But other than that you don't see at
I
all.
don't see this.
Alright. And you was to go to Cuba.
Yeah, well, I go to
A politician,
minister.
don't even talk, don't you call his name.
Yeah.
A politician.
Yeah. And he told me, give me a number to call him one more time. And up to this day, nothing.
Nothing come.
Nothing.
So what happened to your eye? You have glaucoma, right?
Yeah.
And you have a tumor in the back of the eye, ain't it?
Yeah.
Alright, how big is it?
But I really didn't know how big it is.
Okay.
I can't remember that exactly.
But you know, we treating my brethren, you know.
Yeah.
And I could guarantee you when we help him with the help of the Most High to see. I want to see what they will say then. You understand? Because there was techniques he can use to help him. But at the end of the day, he have a tumor in the back of the eye, ain't it?
Yeah.
And the tumor is blocking your vision.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why you can't see. Yeah? Alright, man. You know, that's my brother. Me and this man grew up together, man. I said, look, this man in a room, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's what we gonna take. Yeah, man. That's why we're gonna take care of him, you know? Make sure he's alright. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it could be any one of us that go blind. My mother was blind, and my mother was blind. And that's the reason why I take care of my sight, because being blind is a tough thing. And he was telling me a while ago you want to give up.
Yeah, times for you to give up, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, Jay.
It's tough. Sometimes I need help, man. I still get it.
But you gotta help now, man. You know your brother here to help you. We give you something for the eye already, right?
Yeah.
Because the eye running water.
Yeah.
So we're going to work with that and see how that goes, and then we're going to go from there, and we're going to give you the help that you need. Even though we don't get it from anybody, we're going to still go out of our way in order to help. We're going to talk to Caris Charles, and we're going to talk to everybody that could help our brother, man, you know? And we have another brother who had a stroke and can't even talk right now, so we're trying to help him also. And we're going to make him meet another sister who had a stroke and had no vision, and now she can see. You're going to take it to her and see that what we did help her to see, man, with the help of the Most High. You understand?
Amen.
You got to keep on praying, bro.
All the time.
All right?
All the spirit.
Wonderful. So we trying as much as we can to help Brother Kentrail, and if we can get him to get a tumor out of the back of the eye, then we could use herbal medicine to help him to get his sight back, you know? Yeah, blessed love. So, you on the track, my Bridget?
Love man.
I love man. All the time. All right, wonderful. Yeah, now, we're going to talk about a little yeast infection and candida, and which affects a lot of women. And lots of women doesn't understand that sometimes the candida don't start in your vagina. Don't put your hand on the mic, man. Wonderful. All right. Lots of times, Kelly.
Yes, my brother.
Come in my bedroom. Listen. Let's dance.
Yeah.
Of love.
All right.
It's all right.
Everything
Yes,
good.
sir. Yeah.
Everything good.
We're building together.
Yes, sir.
We have to have our black-owned,
Love man.
our black-owned businesses that help our people. Malcolm X once said, if everybody can give $1 a month,
Yeah, man, that do too much.
$1 a month, that's 20, how much? More than 20 million African Americans. $1 a month. We're going to do some serious things as a people. Bottom line, I don't care what nobody else say about, why, he's a racist now. I mean, we love all people, but we have to look for our people at the same time too. Bottom line. You understand? All right, because they're looking for theirs in Williamsburg, and up in them so-called Jews, the money circle among themselves. How we can't have our money circle among ourselves to help our brothers? Come on, man.
Them alone want to get rich.
Eh? Come on, man. We gotta start to think different. Get rid of that Willie Lynch syndrome that you have in your mind. All right, so we're gonna talk about yeast infection. And when a woman have a yeast infection, it end up in a vagina. And when it ends in the vagina, they all make you feel that the yeast starts in the vagina. But the yeast do not start in the woman's vagina, because the woman have a pH in her vagina that is very what? Acidic. Right? A woman have a pH that is very acidic in the vagina. And that's the reason why she's not supposed to get these infections if the system is working properly. And lots of the time, when a woman gets a yeast infection and she repairs it, she go get it back again, it could cause her to get PID, pelvic inflammatory disease, which is more difficult to fix. You're going to get a lot of back pain. So we're going to teach you how to prevent yourselves from getting a yeast infection, candida, chlamydia, and if you have a yeast, how you can repair your yeast infection naturally. All right? Wonderful. All right. You all right, Virgin?
Yeah, man.
Blessed, yeah? Yeah, but soon take it back home, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Wonderful, man. All right. All right. Now, let's look at where the yeast start. Come over here. Let's look at where the yeast start. That's where the yeast starts. Now I want to hear them critics start to say, "Oh, he's talking about the crap. He's don't start in there. He starts in a vagina." Yeah, how come? Yeast, that's where the yeast starts, right here. Eh? The yeast starts in the earth. In the earth. That's where the yeast starts. And when the yeast starts in here, it leaves the intestines, it gets into the liver, and if you don't have what we call good liver function, and you don't have the P52 enzyme function in the liver, the yeast will come through the portal vessel, and if your immune system is also weak, the yeast will leave and come into the bloodstream, and it will flow different places. You're going to get it in your vagina. You could get dandruff in your hair, in your head, because dandruff is yeast. You can get athlete's foot. That's also yeast. You can get thrush in the mouth. That's also yeast. And it's not because you have thrush in your mouth, and not because you have a yeast infection in your vagina, means it starts there. Not because you have dandruff in your head means that it starts in your head. It starts in the earth. That's where it starts. So let's look at the cause of yeast and candida over here. Constipation is one of the main causes of yeast infections. Yeah? Because 70 to 80% of your cells function where? Come over here, sir. They function inside here. That's where they are, in the sewage system. Anybody who have common sense will tell you that, because, you know what I'm saying? I'm saying this is the sewage system. And that is why we fast and we clean it up. So once we clean up the sewage system, and the sewage system is clean with all the good bacteria that you have, instead of the bad guys, you can never get a yeast infection. Or if you have it, and you clean up if you clean up the foundation of the yeast infection, then automatically in 7 to 14 days, the yeast infection will go away. But what happened to some women is, they keep on using antibiotics, which cause them to have yeast infections. You see what I'm saying? Because antibiotics kill good and bad bacteria. So that is not your best choice. So they take the antibiotics, and after 14 days, they come off the antibiotics, go back doing the same exact thing that they were doing before, because they didn't know better, and then they don't use the probiotics to keep the good guys healthy inside here, and then the yeast infection come back. And once the yeast infection come back, a couple of times the woman start to suffer from pelvic inflammatory disease, because the yeast start damaging the pelvis. That's the bottom line. Push the love button. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Wonderful. Now, come over here now, son. Constipation is the main cause of yeast infection. Why? Because once you have constipation over here, and you're not moving the bowels properly, and you have the bad bacteria the good bacteria being overtaken by the bad bacteria, you're going to get a yeast infection. So constipation is one of the main causes of yeast infection. Am I right, Sunset? Mm-hmm. Give me a kiss for that. I love you. Well, you're doing a good job. Good job, son. I love you. All right. Refined sugars. Refined sugars. When you eat lots of sugars, and you kill the immune system, because let me explain to you about sugars now, especially the white one. White sugar will suppress your immune system for at least half an hour. White sugar does that. Let them critics do that too. Go do the research. White sugar will suppress your immune system for at least half an hour. That's what it does. Antibiotics also suppresses your immune system. And that's the reason why you don't fix yeast. Because your immune system is still weak. Because of the antibiotic they give you to kill the yeast. And the yeast is not bacteria. So how come they want to give you a bacteria antibiotic to kill a yeast? How come they're going to give you a antibacterial antibiotic to kill a virus? Antibiotics don't kill viruses. You understand? I'm coming to Toronto on the 4th of June. So refined sugars, bad digestion, when you have troubles in the earth, over here, that is one of the main cause of yeast infection. You're all having a traffic jam in your stomach. That causes the food to turn into mucus and acids. And then once the body is overwhelmed with all these conditions, with all these mucus in the system, you're going to get a symptom. All right? And the first symptom is a pimple. All right? Bad digestion. bread, white bread, wheat. They're all terrible. Why? Because they have yeast in there. They have yeast. And when you have a yeast infection and you're taking antibiotics, your doctor don't tell you that he needs to give you some probiotics, and he don't tell you that you have to stay away from sugars and yeast from the bread and processed foods, carbohydrate that is. Processed carbohydrates or refined carbohydrates, because they are the culprits. Bad bacteria accumulating in your bowels. That also will give you yeast infections. HIV will give you yeast infections too. When you have a virus, they also contribute to that. They also contribute to thrush in your mouth, because they kill the CD4 cells and they kill the CD8 cells. So once the CD4 cells drop to a level, then you don't have you don't have no protection. So everything inside you has to go haywire in the earth again. In the earth, that's where it starts. So once you have a low level of CD4 or CD8 cells, which is your protector, automatically you must get a yeast infection if you have HIV or AIDS or any kind of virus that affects the immune system in a negative way. And that's the reason why when you have a viral infection, you have to increase your cytotoxic cells, you have to increase your chemotoxins, and you have to increase your phagocytosis cells. And you have to increase your what we call null cells, natural killer cells. Because they are the ones that kill these things for you. Right? So these are the causes of yeast infection. Constipation, refined sugars, bad digestion, lots of sugars, yeast, and bad bacteria in the bowels. Right? And viruses too. Alright? Now, right now we are doing a fast for 7 days, right, Ken?
Yeah.
Coming on the fast, man.
Yeah, I wish I could.
Yeah, we gotta get it coming on the fast.
Oh, yeah.
Right now we're doing keep it straight, son. Keep it straight. Wonderful. Wow, there we go now. Right now we're doing a 7-day fast and detoxification. I might go for 10 days. Don't know yet, but I'm feeling so good.
Wow.
And then and because the body's healing. And then what we're doing now this is my 4th day, we are doing a yeast cleanse from the 4th day to the 6th day. So from the 4th day to the 6th day, we are incorporating, that's what I'm doing. We are incorporating plants that have what? An antifungal effect in the body. And look at what they are. Call Ambrosia Health Food Stores. Ambrosia 718-469-0985. Ask for Shante or Trisha or Roland and get these herbs. Black walnut, wormwood, podiaco, marigold, cloves, elecampane, sweet honey, garlic. Keep it straight, son. I love you, but you gotta keep it straight, son.
No,
Black walnut, wormwood, we're going over again. Podiaco, marigold, cloves, elecampane, sweet honey, and another herb called a garlic. We're going to teach women how to use the garlic and how to kill the yeast in the vagina with the garlic. Alright? So these are the herbs that you're going to need if you would like to do a candida cleanse or a parasitic cleanse, which we're going to talk about in another video. These are the herbs because they're all antifungal. See? And when you're using these plants, you cannot incorporate any form of sugar in your diet. Why? Because yeast love what? Ken? Sugar.
And white bread.
And they love bread too, because bread have yeast. So once you are on a candida cleanse, removing chlamydia, yeast, you're not supposed to eat no bread, because bread have yeast. You're not supposed to eat no cheese, because cheese have yeast. You're not supposed to drink no milk, because milk will make your yeast infection get worse. So those are the foods that you will have to eliminate from your diet if you want to fix or repair or cure your yeast infection, your candida or your chlamydia. And you also cannot use fruits either, because fruits have sugars. And a yeast and funguses love sugars. So stay away from the sugars while you are trying to fix your yeast, because yeast could turn into cancer. Let them critics know that too. Yeast can turn into cancer. Parasites can also give you cancer. The wrong worm, ROUNDWORM, will give you a tumor in your brain. Some of the worms will give you a heart attack or make you have a cough that can't go away. So they can also give us diseases like yeast. So what we have to do when we are using these plants, we are going into the mucus, we had to hear the word mucous membranes, where we are going into the mucous membrane. Shut over here, son. Come over here to daddy. Right here. We are going into the mucous membranes in the earth. In the earth we going. Because that's where everything starts, in the earth. You understand? Nothing comes from the sky. So don't look for Jesus in the sky. He ain't coming from the sky. You understand? That's false information. That's a myth. Everything is on the earth. That's where you're going to be on the earth. You ain't going to heaven and live either. You understand? God created the earth to be inhabited by man, not the heavens. You understand? So you're coming, you're staying on the earth. So when you die, that's where you go in the earth. You don't go in no place else. Hell, that's where it is. So everything starts in the earth. Candida, yeast, starts in the earth, in the mucous membranes. So here it is now. This is the passage of the colon, and this is the walls of the colon. Now in the colon, there is a pH, potential hydrogen, of 7.8, alkaline. So if you eating foods that is very acidic, and you cause a traffic jam in your bowels, which we call a sewage system, and all the foods back up and cause you to have troubles moving your bowels, what will happen to you? The acid will change the pH in the bowels, and when the pH changes, the composition of the bowel environment also change, and then you will get a disease faster. That is common sense, because this is the sewage system. So if you have, Ken, your toilet bowl in your house, and your sewage tank is 20 feet outside your house, if that sewage system outside your house 20 feet away get clogged, then what happens? It comes back in your toilet bowl in your house. Bottom line, it backs up and comes straight in your toilet bowl. And what's going to happen? Your house will smell.
Exactly.
Because waste is there. Same principle inside here. This is the sewage system. So if you don't clean it up and keep it healthy, you're going to have waste coming back that's going to affect, get bad breath. Troubles in your lungs. You're going to get troubles in your liver. You're going to get troubles in your heart. You're going to get troubles in your kidney.
These things work by that.
Because they all depend on the earth for sustenance. It's a common sense thing. Common sense, not book sense. Common sense. You understand? All right? All right. Christ was a wise man. He had no education. He was a carpenter. But he was very wise. He had a lot of wisdom. So it's common sense we're talking about. Now in here is the mucous membranes. Mucous membranes. And the mucous membranes is here to protect you from what? From being harmed by bacteria. Let them critics know that too. So if your mucous membranes is here, and he is looking and see that you are creating a havoc or a traffic jam in the sewage system, the earth we call it, the mucous membrane will start producing what, Ken? Mucus. You follow me, brother? The mucous membranes in your large bowel or the sewage system is there to protect you. And that's where you're getting all these viruses, and that's where you're getting Crohn's disease, And that's where you're getting mucus colitis and ileitis and IBS and all these conditions because they come from here. That's where they start, and right here. So once the mucous membranes is clogged up, and once you have waste sitting in here for a long period of time, all of a sudden, the bad bacteria start to overtake the good bacteria, with a trillion of them inside here now. Trillions of them, don't forget, trillion of them. And then all of a sudden, the bad bacteria says, okay, let's go in and invade the mucous membranes now because we are the gang. The criminals, we call them. Because now, you're living in a city, and your city have garbage collectors. They have police officers. They have criminals. So the bad bacteria is the criminal. And what he's trying to do, he's trying to go in to your mucous membranes to overtake it. But your mucous membranes have wisdom because God is great. So your mucous membranes have to produce mucus to protect the membranes from being invaded by the bad bacteria. That is good. But now you start to see what in your stool. Mucus. You start seeing mucus in your stool. Because now the mucous membranes is trying to protect you from the bad guys, the criminals, and start producing mucus. And then you go to the doctor, he says, oh, you look as though you have mucus colitis. Yeah, not only mucus colitis, but also yeast infections. So he puts you on steroid because he don't know how to fix it. He don't know how to come into here in your sewage system and fix your mucus colitis. He don't know how to come in here and fix your Crohn's disease. He don't know how to come in here and fix your ulcerative colitis, your ileitis, and your IBS. He don't know how. So he puts you on a pill and tell you, you have to take that pill forever and ever, amen. That is a death sentence to me. So we teach you how to fix the yeast. So once the mucous membranes start producing all the mucus coming and start to invade the bowel, what we call the sewage system. Follow me? And once the mucus starts to invade and comes out, he moves into the portal vessel. Right over here. Come on, son, over here. See right here? Your liver. Your liver. And once your liver is not working properly, your liver will let that criminal pass into the bloodstream because your liver is a filterer of the blood. You follow me? And he controls the 450 pathway. And if the 450 pathway, that enzyme function, is not being in order, in balance, then over here, son, shoot the liver for me, the most amazing organ in the body. Then that yeast or that mucus will invade the liver into the portal vessel, and the liver is not working well because you're stagnating with all the fried food and the grease you're eating every day. So he moves into the blood. And once he moves into the blood, you start to get what? You start to get yeast infections. You start to get dandruff in your head. You start to get colds and flus. You start to get troubles in your lungs. You start getting what? Again, worms move into the system because of this organ here. You have to get him. You have to get him to be strong. You have to strengthen him, tonify him right here, your liver and your gallbladder, because they all surround each other. He's stuck under your liver. He is stuck under your liver. So once you start to mess your liver up, you're going to mess up your gallbladder. Once you start to mess your liver up, you're going to start to mess up your pancreas, because they are all tucked under the right and the left lobe of your liver. So the yeast comes up, and he comes in, and he goes into the woman's vagina. And she's got a yeast infection. And they give her antibiotics, but they don't give her probiotics. They know nothing about probiotics. These doctors know nothing about probiotics unless the alternative. Come over here, son now. So when you have a yeast, don't forget them now. Black walnut, wormwood, podiaco, marigold, cloves, elecampane, sweet honey, garlic. Probiotics. Straight. 40 billion of that per day. Not the garbage one over there, the good ones. It's called cultural. That's the best on the market, cultural. 40 billion per day, because it protects not only the immune system or builds it up, but it also works on the earth not only the intestine but also the digestive system. Cultural. 40 billion per day to crowd out the bad guys. 5,000 milligrams of buffer vitamin C per day to create a pH of 7.8 in your intestines. A pH of 7.8 inside here. The pH in here must stay at 7.8. Can't bring it down to 5.0 because you're going to have troubles long term. That's why fasting and detoxifying the organs is important. Because when you fast and you juice, you change or keep the pH 7.8. You can never get the disease easy. Never ever. Grapefruit oil. Grapefruit oil. When you have a yeast infection, you must use that. Tea tree oil. Zinc, 30 milligrams per day to put into the thymus gland. Because zinc is found in your thymus gland. And without zinc, you can never make a thymosin. That makes what creates what we call T lymphocytes, which kills what? Yeast, and more yeast. Must have that. Apple cider vinegar and selenium. Apple cider vinegar and selenium. You must have those. And you must put back the composition of your pH to 7.8 in your intestines. And that's the reason why you're getting yeast infections. Let's look at the pH factors now. Show me here, son. Stomach. 3.6. pH. Follow me now. Saliva. 6.9. pH. Almost 7.0. Kidney. 7.0. pH. Pancreas. 8.0. pH. Intestines. 7.8. pH. Look at them. I want you to follow them for me. Saliva, 6.9. Kidney, 7.0. Pancreas, 8.0. Intestines, 7.8. Now the only place in your body that have an acid pH is your stomach. 3.6. And then you bring it down because of the food you eat on a regular basis, acid foods together. You drop this here from 3.6 and you drop it down to what? To 0.1. pH. Now that's too acidic. So what happened to you? You start to get acid reflux, indigestion, heartburn, GERD. Because you change the composition of the stomach pH level from 3.6 to 0.1. And you change the kidney pH. Because the kidney is the organ that helps to balance your alkaline and your acid pH. And then you eat all the acid foods together. And you change the composition of the pancreatic secretion. You bring it from 8.0 to 5.0. Alkaline. And your pancreas can function there, but it's going to give you troubles long term. You're going to get diabetes and pancreatic cancer. Then you come and you change the pH of the intestines from 7.8 to what? To 5.0. You start to get Crohn's disease, ileitis, mucous colitis, yeast infections, constipation, burning in the rectum. All these things because you change the pH. You change the pH of the body. Yeah? And your cells function in what? Liquid. Your cell function in a pH. And in the beginning of your intestines, have a pH of what? 7.0. The duodenum. And that's where you're getting what we call buildup of yeast inside here, in the duodenum. They all function on a pH of 7.0. But when you change the composition, Because you change the composition of the stomach, the earth, that is. You change the composition of the earth, you're going to change the composition of the other areas that's supposed to be alkaline. It's just a common sense thing. You don't have to have book sense to understand these basic principles of the body. That's why you have to learn about your body. Learn about it. Learn how it functions. They don't want to teach you nothing. So you have to learn on your own. And learn how it functions. Once you learn how your body functions, and you learn how the pH works, you will eat accordingly. Right, Ken?
Absolutely.
Wonderful, my brother. Go over here now.
Healthy eating.
Let's look over here. Come over here. Now, this is how your bowel is supposed to look. Your large intestine, like a U, right? Right over your navel. Don't forget that now. Now, when you go to the bathroom, your stool is supposed to be fat like that. When you pass your stool, it's supposed to look fat like that, like a 2-year-old. Once you start to pass thin stool, something is wrong with your bowels. Not supposed to be thin. That means you are clogging up the walls of your colon with what? Carbon and mucus from the bread and starches. That's what starches do. Starches on a regular basis start to adhere on the walls of your colon because they are sticky substances. That's why bread is so sticky. That's why bread is a bad food. Because it sticks up there. And then your stool become thin. So it narrows the passage of the colon wall. And then your stool become thin after a while. Now, when you abuse your colon, that's how it looks eventually. That's where you get constipated. That's where you get scars. Because now it comes like this here. Because you abused it. And then after a while you can't pass no stool. You understand? So that's why you got to keep it over here, son. You have to keep it this way. By doing your fasting and your cleansing and keeping it clean for the couple of days that you want to fast. You'll never get sick. So when you clean it out and you put them out the good bacteria with your chlorophyll, you know what I mean? You're increasing the trillions of bacteria you have in here to prevent what? Yeast infections. Hey, Kenny.
Or things people don't know, eh?
Each one teach one.
Yeah.
Forget that now. Right, Ken? Good job. Yeah, man. Each one teach one. Now, these are the herbs we use for yeast. We just mentioned them a while ago. 1 teaspoon to a cup of hot water. You're going to cover it for 5 minutes and strain and drink 3 cups per day. 3 cups per day. 3 cups per day. No sugar. Bitters. Because yeast like sugars.
Cancer too.
Cancer loves sugars too. And then, I advise women, when they have a yeast infection, they take a garlic. Yeah? 1 garlic, a peck of it, you strip it. Put some holes in it. Put some holes in your garlic. Yeah? But garlic isn't good and garlic is this and garlic is that. Yeah.
Garlic is a part.
Put some holes in the garlic.
Garlic is a...
Just juke some holes in it as a woman. Yeah? And then when you do it, you put the holes in there. You're going to take this garlic and you're going to put it in a menstruation pad. And in the menstruation pad, do not put the garlic in front of your vagina. Don't do that. It will burn you. Because some women push things up. Don't push anything up in your vagina. Don't do that. Because some doctors make you push up some material there when you have a yeast infection. You push it up and they say, oh, you're going to bring on the infection. But they don't tell you that once you start pushing things up in your vagina, except a penis, you know what I mean? You know what happens? You send the infection way up in your womb. And then the infection becomes very more difficult to reach because you're shoving things up in your vagina and you push it up. So automatically, when you send the infection way up in the womb, it is hard to repair because it's gone all the way up. That's what women don't know. So they push these things up. And so the doctor said, push it up. Yeah, these look soft gel that dissolve. You push it up. And you push garlic in there too. Don't push nothing inside your vagina. When you're doing your washing of your vagina, do not wash with sweet soap. Number 2, you get some tea tree oil, some apple cider vinegar, and and some acidophilus or some probiotics in the water to keep the pH in your vagina on a level. And then you don't push the water up either. You wash the vagina with that. And that will keep the pH in your vagina normally while you're going and killing the yeast inside there, in the earth. That's how it works, man. That's how you kill yeast. But you fix your yeast infection after 14 days, and you go back and have sex with the same person, because we men are not, we are carriers, but we men don't have a manifestation that you all have. But we carry it. So the man would have to take some antibiotics, but with probiotics. Because once you go and have sex with the same person that gives you the yeast infection, you get it back. Because you saying he don't have a discharge, or you don't have a discharge, but he's carrying. He's a carrier.
You're saying what is the name of the herb in the bag?
The herbs I mentioned there, the herb I have in the bag is these herbs right here. Look at them here. Black walnut, wormwood, podiaco, marigold, cloves, ella campaign, sweet honey, and the garlic is to douche with. Not to douche with, to wash the vagina with. Put in the menstruation pad. These are the herbs inside it. So usually a woman might have a yeast infection, and then all of a sudden she have a recurrence of it, and she start damaging her pelvis. And once her pelvis is damaged, she start damaging the reproductive system. And once she start to damage her reproductive system, she start to do what? She start to damage what, Ken? She start to damage her tubes. Her fallopian tubes become clogged up with what? Mucus. So the two tubes become blocked. Because the yeast block the tubes. And you ain't no better. So you keep on eating cheese and drinking milk. And eating bread. And you're clogging up your fallopian tubes even more. And then you're trying to figure out why you cannot get pregnant. See what I'm saying to you, brethren? That's why we have to teach our women. Because you are the mother of what? Civilization. You can't lose your womb.
So that's why when you clean your colon, you have a better function.
That's why when you clean here, you clean the womb. Look at over here. Shine over here. When you clean here, you clean your womb. See it here. Come and close over here. See it here? Uterus. Uterus. Correspond to that. Huh? Prostate gland. So if you keep on having a lot of waste sitting in over here, right here, the sigmoid, it's going to affect your reproductive system as a man, and it's going to affect your reproductive system as a woman. Because you're not moving well. That's why you have to squat. Put a 1-foot stool in front of your bathroom when you go into the bathroom, so you don't have a waste sitting in your sigmoid colon. Because it corresponds to the uterus. It corresponds to the glands. It corresponds to the blood sugar metabolism, blood sugar balance, right on here. What the hell does this? What he's talking about? He's talking about that's not true. That's a sewage system. It is a fact. Right here. So you must fast. All the prophets fast, from Moses to Jesus. They all fast. You must fast and keep this area here clean. And once this area is clean, all your organs will breathe better. Almost finished, son. Yeah? That's what it is, man. All I try to do is teach my people, you know. All I'm trying to do is teach my people. Teach my people to live a healthy life. That's all I try to do. I don't care who wants to diss me and kill me. I don't care about them things. When my life done, Jehovah will call me home. And I don't mind. But as I'm here today, I am here to speak the truth and tell you how it is. For years, they've been fooling people. You understand? Because they never want to teach you how your body functions. You understand? So you have to learn each day and learn how to repair a disease with the natural things that who gave us to use, that the Most High gave us to use. He knows better. He knows better. Ain't no politician, ain't no man no better than the Most High. He knows why. That's why he said to you, the herbs shall be for the healing of the nation. That's why he said to you, how to use, how to wash your system as a woman. Go and read it in Deuteronomy. That's why he said to you, when you're having a period, what to do. He knows why. But we stray from that principle. We don't follow it no more. Because the man comes and said to us, don't do it. That's okay. You could be constipated for 4 days, that's alright. If you don't go to the bathroom for 2 days, that's good. You must go to the bathroom. You must use your bowels every day. You must do that. I want you to use this here regularly. You're going to become constipated. You're going to have troubles long term. That's the bottom line. Right? 10-2. Now we're going to help our brother here. So don't forget, we need to get 250 t-shirts sold in 48 hours. So go to the site. Don't forget the site right here. Boom. Don't forget the site now. You understand? Don't forget the site. Go to the site. We're raising. And anybody who wants to come to Grenada don't have the money, we still treat it, right, Ken? Absolutely. We don't do nothing for no dollars and cents. People come here from abroad, they don't have the money, we still treat them. That's the way it's supposed to be. And that's the reason why we have to have a fund for people. Because you don't know when you won't fall and get sick. I don't even know that. Ken don't know that either. None of us, we walk every day with pride. You understand? No man knows the day. And that's the reason why we should have something put away for the day. Because it will happen to all of us. You understand? So when a person will come and get better, we treat them. You understand? And we're going to treat our brother. Man, you can't see. Blessed love, man. Alright? So one day, don't worry, give me your hand. Give me your hand, man. Blessed love. Give thanks. Stand up and give the people some praise. Because them is the people that will help you, man. Blessed. Give thanks, you know?
Give thanks each and everybody. Asking for your full support.
Yeah, man.
My brother right there, man Patrick.
Yeah, man.
From way back when.
Way back, brother.
Way back when. And we all here to help one another.
Yeah, man.
And it's dependent and we all help. In Johnny.
Yes, sir. Johnny.
Jesus. Amen.
Yes.
So how much for a shirt?
I think it's $20 for the shirts. And we're going to give everybody the name of the people who we ship the CMOS to on the next video. And because we didn't ship everything out yet, because as I said before, we are looking for, it's very expensive to ship it now because it's a lot of money. But that's okay. We're going to ship it out. So each person, don't forget, your CMOS is going to come eventually, but we're doing it at a very slow place. Yeah? Any question again there?
Garlic.
You going blind, son?
No, it's like the comment going quick.
Alright, wonderful. That's okay. Alright, now, don't forget, the next video we're going to have is going to be on PCOS and parasites. And then after that particular one, we're going to go to a cancer survivor who we treated for over 14 years and is cancer free. We go to him, and then we're going to have another video with Dr. Sebastian Peters about the endocrine system and how women and men should take care of that system because it is very significant. A very important doctor. I love him like my brother, you know, because he's open-minded. Bottom line. Kenty, blessed love. Give me a hand, man. Yeah, man. Give thanks, yeah? Yeah, man. And we're going to try to help you as much as we can. Yeah? And one day when you come back and see, we're going to bring you here again. Give thanks, you know, brother. Blessed love, yeah? Give thanks and praises to the Most High. Don't forget that He's the ultimate healer of all things. Alright? We are only channels.
Nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible. And there's no incurable people. There is no incurable disease. There is only incurable people. Alright. Blessed. Come on, Ken, man. Come on. Come on, my brother, man. My brethren, man. Blessed love. We're giving love to each other, you know? And don't forget, there is over 20 million African Americans. And how many people from the Caribbean? How come we own nothing? We have to start to think about that. And as Malcolm X said, don't forget Malcolm X, my man. Malcolm said, if we can come together and put $1 a month, we are going to be massive. That's what I believe. Because we are what? A mighty people. Blessed love. Give thanks and praise to the Most High. Blessed. All right.